Good morning, Read 180 students. Today is Tuesday, November 17th, and we're going to start our part 2 of Workshop 4, The Hunt for Lincoln's Killer. Now, just a reminder that the expectation, as I emailed to you all, was that you will be needing to participate in the daily Zooms, which will start at 8:25. Please don't be late. Now, we're going to be going through this exact same slideshow, but these are for the people who did not join my Zoom or were absent, all right? So again, the expectation is that you are to be joining the Zoom class session with the rest of your peers in order to be counted for attendance. Just that reminder. All right, so today we're going to be looking at working on using vocabulary about a topic and then being able to think deeply about the concepts to come up with related examples. And if you notice on page 212 in the concept organizer, the concept we're going to be studying is respect. So today we will dive deeply into the concept of respect, a concept that relates to the reading and writing that we will be doing throughout part 2 of this workshop. And if you notice the blue arrow on the right, you'll see it's pointing to something called word family. And if you look at this word family, the base word respect, you'll notice that there are more than 6 definitions that go with respect, depending if they put on a suffix or a prefix. And we will be talking about that in a little bit. Okay? And again, we're going to look at the base word respect. So we're going to discuss this concept, and then your job will be to complete the concept organizer. All right, so if we look at the definition, you'll see the example sentence. It says, people showed respect for President Lincoln by lowering flags. You'll notice in that visual picture that's something called the flags flying at half-mast. And we did this in order to show our respect, and that would be a universal symbol for respecting, and in this case it was respect for President Lincoln. All right, so now we're going to look at the definition, and I want you to include this at this point. I want you to write this as we define it together. You'll see respect is an attitude that something or someone should be, and it would be admired / honored / treated well. So I'd like you to go ahead and write that in there. And again, at any time that you are following along and need a little bit more time, you're just going to have to pause this recording, but we're going to keep moving on. Okay, so if you look at the word respect, we know that we're trying to kind of come up with some characteristics for this concept. And you'll notice that I've written on here, respect is a positive word. Remember we talked about denotation and connotation, and if you think about denotation, remember, is the definition, but also the connotation is the emotion that goes with this word. So in this case, when you hear respect, like I have a lot of respect for that person, that's a positive connotation. So if you have some respect, if you have respect for someone, you have a good opinion of them for a certain reason or reasons. For example, people can show respect to others by being good listeners. Okay? Now what we're going to be doing is going through these examples, and then I'm going to give you some time to go ahead and just read through the word families, noticing how when we put a suffix, which is an ending, that'll change the word. So notice the base word respect. It's going to be changed with different suffixes. For example, the suffix ful is a common word ending that means full of. So respectful means full of respect. Now this suffix changes the noun into an adjective or a describing word. Now if you look at the last 2 words, you'll see we'll see a prefix, dis, that's in front of the base word respect. So if somebody disrespects somebody, again, that's a noun and a verb, but it changes the meaning of respect. So when somebody is respectful, they are full of respect, but if they are disrespectful, that means they don't respect that person. They're not full of respect for that person. Okay? Now, if you look underneath on page 212, you'll see some common phrases. So you'll see 6 bullets. No, 5, sorry. Pay respect to. Sometimes you'll hear somebody say treat with respect, show respect, have respect for, or lack of respect. Okay? Now this next page, we're going to be working on this together. So as I read through it, again, it's the same page, but this just has some answers and some notes. I want you to copy these as we read through them. All right? Again, we're going to be working on this page together. So we've done the first definition where it says an attitude that something or someone should be admired, honored, or treated well. Now, if we look under the characteristics, we know that respect is a positive, good, or admirable feeling. People can show or demonstrate respect to others by being kind and nice. Respect also means being polite or humble and accepting of or good to others. Now let's look at the examples. My friend earned my respect by doing what? All of the time. I might put in helping me or volunteering. You can choose one of those or use one of your own. The second one, the students showed respect for their teacher by listening and working. The third one, the soccer players shook hands or did high fives to show respect. Now this last one, I came up with a sentence and you'll be coming up with your own example, but here's one that I came up with. I show respect to my grandmother by listening to her. And again, there you're going to put in your own sentence. Now, non-examples would mean just what we're saying. They're not examples of the word respect. So saying mean or unkind or cruel or unfriendly things, that would be a non-example, because if example means showing respect and they're honored and admired and treating well, this would be like the opposite. The second one, insulting or offending someone, that would be non-examples. Harming or breaking something. And then I came up with one of my own. Please don't use this yourself, but you will come up with yours. Making fun of or being unpleasant to someone. Okay? Now the last thing you're going to do on that page is you're going to complete the last sentence. And you have a sentence starter. I earned the respect of blank when I blanked. So again, you're going to have to pause this slide in order to get all the notes written down, but you'll be able to go back and do that at your own leisure. All right, so the next thing we're going to look at is we're going to be going through our content area vocabulary. And again, I'm just going to read through the words. You will have the frame in front of you that has the definition. So you are going to go ahead and again follow through the slideshow. If you have to go back, you can do that. So our first word is accomplice. An accomplice is a person who helps someone commit a crime. You know, you'll notice the letters in blue. That's what I want you to write into the definition. And then you're going to be doing this on your own. You won't be doing this together. You're going to come up with your own example. Police arrested an accomplice who blank. Okay. Your next word is capture. And that definition is to catch a person and keep him or her from getting away. And then you're going to fill in your example. Police are trying to capture a blank who did what? Your next word is cavalry. The definition of cavalry is the part of the army that works and fights on horseback. And again, you're going to finish the example. The army commander sent the cavalry to do what? Your next word is confederate. And the definition of Confederate is of or about states or citizens that were part of the South during the Civil War. And your sentence you will finish is, the Confederate soldiers fought blank. Your next word is emancipate. And to emancipate means to free someone from someone else's power. And the example you will finish, the plantation owner promised to emancipate the blank. And your last word is fugitive. And the definition of fugitive is someone who is trying to avoid being captured by the police. And your example for your sentence I want you to finish, the man is a fugitive from the law because he did what? Okay. And again, remember, like I said, you're going to have to pause this recording to finish these pages. Now, this last slide tells you exactly what you're going to complete for today. Number 1, you're going to complete pages 212 and 213. Please take one picture of the 2 pages together and submit it to the Schoology assignment. Then you're going to complete the assignment called Content Area Vocabulary Practice. This you're going to also find in Schoology under the assignments for Workshop 4. This is just going to give you some extra practice of this content area vocabulary words. You're going to upload the PDF to Notability to fill in your responses and then send it back to Schoology. Once you've completed pages 212 and 213, you will make sure you do 20 minutes of software and 20 minutes of independent reading, including your reading log entry. Now, at this point, you should have had the bell work and your daily check-in completed because you don't want to fall behind in that as well. Now, this is a reminder for the students who have not been keeping up with the daily assignments the last 2 weeks. If you have any assignments not submitted to Schoology that are past the deadline, please make sure you finish these and get them submitted. I will not be accepting assignments that are more than 2 weeks late. Also, for those of you who haven't completed your reading inventory, I sent you an email on November 12th with your reminder and the link information that it was to be completed by Monday today, which is November 16th at 3:00 p.m. This is a graded assignment and is a requirement of Read 180 that you complete this inventory. Now, students, it's so important that you keep up. There's really getting to be a lot of missing assignments. It is not fair to the students who are keeping up with things. Now, on Wednesday, we have a flex day, which means there is no Zooming on that flex day of Wednesday. You will be getting an independent or individual link for Zoom that we're going to touch base with. Now, this is a good opportunity for you to get some things done. The students who are all caught up, good for you. You're going to have less to do because you've been doing your assignments. Now, Flex Wednesday isn't intended for a catch-up day. It is not fair that we slow things down just because you're not working on things on a daily basis. This is your job. This is your task. If you do not do it, like I said, I am not going to complete these. I'm not going to accept assignments more than 2 weeks late. They will be unpublished. You won't be able to get to them anymore. This is also for your own protection so you don't start getting overwhelmed with everything you need to do as we keep moving through this workshop. So if you have any questions, you do need to reach out to me. You can email me and I will answer the questions the best I can. All right, so this is it for today. Again, you have your slideshow. You can go back and review if you need to. Make sure that you get things submitted correctly so you can get credit for them. All right, have a great day, students.